welcome to Tarot-esque. Today I'm gonna do a reading for anybody who has experienced a heartbreak in the recent past. Someone who's hurting, someone who's trying to look for answers as to why all of this transpired. Why me? Why did it happen to me? Why did I pick somebody who would do this to me? Or why did I behave the way I did for someone to be hurt, someone to walk away from the situation, or perhaps you've walked away from a difficult situation? I feel a lot of things in life are about finding the meaning in the experience. Why something happened? Why did we behave the way we did? How did we get ourselves into a situation like that, right? So, this is for anybody who's experienced a setback when it comes to love, when it comes to a relationship. So, maybe you're recently broken up, or maybe you broke up with somebody many years ago and you're still dealing with that pain. And I can resonate with that. I don't think that there's a timing to when you're supposed to be suddenly over someone that you spent a significant part of your life with, or perhaps there was a relationship that didn't last for too long, but it still left a very big impact in your life, and therefore it's taking you time to move on from that or to process it. So I'm here to kind of help you get the messages from the universe to see perhaps why all of this happened, and of course, like, nobody wishes harm on anyone, or nobody wants these kind of experiences to happen intentionally, but there's always a reason why we go through the experiences in life. And that is because we were learning a spiritual lesson, we were experiencing a new way of thinking, we needed to get to know something about our own selves. Our spirit guides wanted us to go deeper and really explore what our relationship with love is overall. Where have we been hurt? Have we processed that? Have we healed? So I feel if I can help people out there by getting you messages on perhaps decoding your experience, taking the lesson or the spiritual understanding from your spirit guides and helping you see why you went through the situation that you went through. Because something had to open up in your life, a brand new chapter, a brand new cycle, a brand new way of thinking, feeling, experiencing love. So let's dive in and let's see. And of course, this is a very general reading, but it's also rather specific. This reading is only for people who unfortunately have gone through a breakup or are not with the person that they want to be with, and things have not worked out as you intended them to. And we're going to try and see the why behind all of this, and also what is within your control in this current situation. Therefore, how can you start to feel better coming out of this difficult experience? So I empathize with you. My heart goes out to you. I've definitely been there. Heartbreak is never easy. But I think I wouldn't say it becomes easier when you understand the why, but it just gives you a way of navigating this difficult emotion. Yeah. So I'm going to start by pulling a few cards, and this is going to be a rather free flowing kind of reading. I'm going to be guided by the cards that I see, and depending on that, I'm going to see what kind of spread I am guided to take. Very interesting. We open up the reading with the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. So, heartbreaks often feel like your very foundation has been shaken to the core. Whatever was sacred, holy, dear to you has been snatched, has been taken away for situations that feel are outside of our control. And then comes, the tossing and turning, the pondering as to why this happened to me. Well, let this be your first sign, whosoever is watching, let this be your first sign that this was destined to be. I'm not making this up. If you watch my channel or you watch other tarot YouTube channels, you'll know that the Wheel of Fortune is an indication or a sign that a big change is underway in your life. And this is a very destined kind of energy, a very fated kind of energy. As if even if you tried your ultimate best, okay, I want you to pay attention to this. Even if you tried your ultimate best to make this relationship work, it wouldn't have happened. Let that sink in. Because a lot of times we feel like, oh, if I only would have done it that way, if only I hadn't said what I said, if only I hadn't lost my temper when I did, things would be fine today. This is your confirmation that the universe works in mysterious ways. And if you're somebody who's looking to deepen your faith in the universe or energies, or the higher order around us, one key thing to master is this feeling of surrender, is believing that what is meant for your highest good will find you, and what is meant for you will never pass you by. And this was destined, because this experience had to open up a brand new chapter, a brand new beginning when it comes to love in your life. It had to make you look at your own self in a different way. But let's dive in. This is really interesting. Very, very bold energies and very apt to what we're discussing here, right? Like, I'm starting to record this video, wanting to talk about heartbreak, wanting to reach out to people who are really suffering, really hurting, right? And my spirit guides have picked up on these messages and given me two cards that speak exactly to that sentiment: the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. Two big energies. And I know some of you have asked me that when I say it's a major arcana, what does it mean? So each tarot deck has 78 cards, and 22 cards in the deck are what we call the major arcana, or the major mysteries of life. These energies typically stay for a little bit longer than the rest of the energies, which are called the minor arcana. But honestly, I don't think you need to get worried when you see a major arcana card. I think you need to get excited and look forward to what big chapter the universe is trying to open for you through this experience. Yeah, so Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. Let's go a little bit deeper. Show me more on this Wheel of Fortune, the Tower. Four of Swords, the Hangman, the Six of Swords. So our spirit guides are building upon this message for us, yeah? We had to go through this experience, yeah, because the universe needed you to take a step back from the situation. Sometimes we're so deep into the emotion, we're so deep into an attachment to the outcome that we so desire. And obviously, in the case of a relationship, I'm assuming for most people, the outcome that we desire is that it works out. It gives us the happiness that we thought it would. You know, we experience that love, we are able to love our special person. But the universe wanted you to take a step back from the situation. It wanted you to change your perspective. It perhaps brought conversations, experiences, things happen in the relationship that forced you to like take a step back. You had no other option. Maybe somebody walked away. Maybe whatever came to light was so difficult to process that you were left with no other option but to step away. And I'm not saying that you broke up, but maybe this could be a separation, or this could be a little bit of a pause that you took in this relationship. Sometimes we take pauses even while we're still actively with someone. Like, we're saying one thing, we're showing up in a certain way, but in our mind and in our heart, we've already started to distance out because we want to examine the situation and make sure that we proceed only when we feel comfortable proceeding. So something happened which made you want to pull your energies back, or the other person pulled their energies back, because you were trying to move to like a better way of feeling in your life. I think the people that I'm resonating with right now, I think you've seen a lot of hurt, a lot of disappointment, a lot of hopes being dashed when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships. And you were desperately trying to row your boat towards calmer waters, because you're like, man, I've just been there for so long. There needs to be improvement in my situation. And this break, or this pause, was your way of trying to swim to shore, trying to swim to safety. Yeah. What were the big experiences you had to pick up? Because that's the key, at least the way I see it, right? Is what is the ultimate aim of my existence? This is the way I see it, is to become supremely self-aware. The more that I know myself, the more I can know other people around me. I read this beautiful quote somewhere that said, you only meet people as deeply as you've met your own self. So in my life, I feel every experience, everything that I go through helps me understand more about my own self and more about what I like, more of what I don't like, more of the relationships that leave me feeling empowered, and more of the relationships that leave me feeling really disenergized, or like, they just leave me feeling very drained. So ultimately, all experiences are here to help me learn more about who I am. At least that's the way I look at it. But if you're somebody who resonates with that philosophy or that way of thinking, let's see what were the spiritual experiences the universe had in mind for you by making you go through this difficult experience. We've got the Queen of Cups, we've got the Four of Cups, we've got the King of Swords, and we've got the Eight of Wands. And I've got the bottom of the deck as the Nine of Cups. I was waiting for this card to show up because I think the way the messages are coming, the ultimate goal, like I was saying, is self-awareness and self-fulfillment. This is a card of going through the ringer. And I really mean it, I really see it, I feel it, I feel these energies. I think it's been really difficult, like soul shattering difficult. But sometimes we have to go through that to truly figure out our own happiness within ourselves. How do we become our own form of stability? Because ultimately, you could be married to someone, you could have been married for the last 40, 50, 60 years to someone, but maybe you still feel lonely. You're not alone, but you still feel lonely. So maybe, howsoever old you are right now, it doesn't matter, whatever your experiences are, you have to go through all of this to ultimately know that all happiness lies within you. I know it sounds like a cliche, but ultimately, another person cannot make you whole, cannot make you complete, cannot fulfill your soul's purpose for you. This journey, and you should thank yourself for having had the opportunity to go through this. Most people go through life like with their eyes closed. They are not comfortable addressing some of these deep emotions. They're not comfortable finding the ultimate soul truth. They're not going through experiences that can enable that awakening in them, right? So consider yourself lucky that at least the universe has tried to make you wake up to your true purpose, which is that we all are very abundant within ourselves with this Empress energy. This is our divine feminine. This is like our emotions, our happiness, how we feel in our body, how we feel in this lifetime. Whatever you need to experience ultimate happiness is within your control. Yeah? That's the second big message I'm getting in this reading. Whatever you want to manifest, the happiness, the life, the abundance, you can attract all of that into your life, provided you are clear on who you are, what is your truth, what is your North Star, where are you going, what kind of people will come with you on that journey, what kind of people will try to come with you on that journey, but you will say no to. That is very important because a lot of people are energy drainers and they remove the work that we've done for ourselves. They remove the positivity from us. So, this is one key lesson or one key experience your soul had to go through to truly wake up to its own abundance, to its own light. I see that you also had to go through this experience because when it comes to love, right, you know what you're looking for. You know what that cup of love means for you. And I think you're probably somebody who's either been really clear right from the time that you can remember as to what love means to you, or you're somebody who's really worked hard on defining what this love is for you. And therefore, while you've always gotten a lot of attention, or maybe you've had opportunities in love, or maybe there have been lots of options around you, or a few options around you, nobody has really quite hit that bar for you. And I'll tell you why. Like, I'm getting an intuitive message here. Nobody has hit that bar for you because nobody can. Because the bar that you're trying to hit is about self happiness, self fulfillment, self containment. So, if the question is how to be happy within your own self and how to take care of love for your own self first, nobody else can do that for you, right? But you have to go through these experiences to really understand this now at a fundamental deep level. I think you've also perhaps been trying to look at this from a very objective standpoint. You're trying to reason out with your own self as to why this happened. My only invitation to you here would be, this is a matter of the heart. Try to solve it with your heart. Of course, leverage the strategic nature of our cognitive side of our brain, leverage the fact that we can, peruse like through all this information of everything that happened and pull out some really cool rational insights out of what happened. But I think your heart is hurting and you need to allow it space. You need to allow it to come up and tell you what it's feeling and why it's feeling that. Once you open up this communication line with your own heart, and this is a very interesting reading because this is so internal. This is not about anyone. This is not about anything external. This is all within you. Your heart wants to communicate with you. How will you make space for it so that this inner empress, this inner energy that can attract all the abundance that you want can come out? Yeah. Can we give a little bit of guidance to our own selves? Yeah. Can we see perhaps what were things that we could have done better? Yeah, when it comes to this situation. And I say it's a little bit of tough love, but my channel is all about taking the power back. I don't believe in living a life where life happens to you. I believe in living a life where you are actively working on what is it that you want to manifest. How will you get clear on what is it that you want? How will you get there? Who's going to support you? So I feel if you're on that journey and that kind of thinking resonates with you, I think you'll be somebody who wants to know, okay, obviously I didn't do everything the way I was supposed to. I perhaps didn't make enough space for my heart. I wasn't being true to myself. So let's get some messages from our spirit guides, from the collective. What could we have done better when it comes to this particular situation? Yeah, you should have looked after your own self. For some of you, I'm getting a very specific message. Maybe some of you have lost a lot of money because of this relationship. Maybe somebody has wiped you out and drained all your resources, and you feel heartbroken. You feel financially in a difficult spot. You therefore have no will or motivation to, or you don't know, where do I build again? Like the life that I used to have with this person, with my financial resources, it's all gone. Where do I start from? This is where we went wrong. We needed to always keep ourselves centered, and we needed to take care of ourselves first before we can look after other people. It's a very strong message for the collective here as to what could have gone better. And when it comes to finances, of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Please consult the experts on this, but we need to hold our own safety as always like the number one thing, right? So I think if we've given too much to this situation from a financial standpoint and now it's left us with not a lot to rely on, well, that's one experience our soul needed to go through to see what that feels like, to see what that lack feels like when you've only done it to help somebody else and you came from a good place. The hangman again, so now this is a double confirmation of the same message. We learned how to look at things from a different perspective. Sometimes we're very clouded in our judgment because we're too involved. Perhaps you got help. Perhaps you asked other people to help you look at the situation from a different perspective. Or if you didn't, maybe this is a good time to think about in the future when you find yourself in a situation like this where you're too invested, you're too deep into it that you cannot see clearly, maybe ask for help. Maybe there are other people who can help us see the truth, right? It also taught us a lot about compromise. And you maybe compromise too much, giving too much to the situation and not receiving halfway near to what you gave. Seven of Swords. What could have gone better was more clarity. Maybe you had your intuitive hunches that something is off. And remember earlier in the reading I said that something happened or some truth came out, or even if you were actively with someone, something inspired you to take a step back and just be like, oh, let me examine the situation first before I continue to give more. What was hidden? something was hidden from us, some truth was hidden. Maybe we were lying to our own selves. This can also be a part of self sabotage. Maybe things were going in a certain direction and we knew it wasn't the direction we wanted to take our life into, but we still went with it. So we also sabotaged our own journey as well. I know that some of you would be like, oh, well, wow, I'm going through such a difficult time and she's making it all about this is me. But ultimately, we are all responsible for our actions and therefore the consequences that come from that. The reason why I like to give messages like that on this channel is because if we don't take accountability, and I'm with you right up there in this, in all of this with you. So I'm also speaking to my own self here that if we don't recognize the actions that we took, that kind of landed us into the situation, then we basically haven't learned why we went through this whole cycle. And then the likelihood of this cycle repeating again in the future is very high. And that's not what the universe wants. The universe is abundant. The universe wants the best for us. The universe wants happiness, love, joy. But if we're not understanding what the true source of that power and happiness is, which essentially is us in our own selves, in our own right, then the universe will keep throwing situations at us till we start to appreciate that. I'm not saying that we will forever, just keep going through these cycles, but perhaps we will till the time we don't truly examine where is it that happiness comes from, and it comes from within. So where is this going now that this cycle has happened? It's been really difficult. What can we look forward to? What's coming our way when it comes to love, when it comes to this overall emotion of happiness? What's something that we can look forward to? The Two of Swords, the King of Wands, ooh, and a brand new beginning with the Ace of Wands. So there is a lot to look forward to. There is spirited action. There is perhaps a fire sign that's coming towards you really soon for the people who are looking for someone in love. There is a message coming through. There is a new beginning perhaps on this situation, but obviously take it as it resonates. But I definitely see the universe stepping in and handing us this gift, this brand new wand, and saying, this is done. This chapter is done. Come with me. Are you ready for the next phase, which is this Ace of Wands, where you're going to be bold, where you're going to stand in your truth, where you're going to know once you've grabbed this wand, like how the king is holding that wand, he is very sure as to where he wants to place this wand. The universe had to give you this experience so that you now have the clarity, the confidence. Perhaps you're not there yet. Perhaps it's a difficult journey and you're on the journey, but this is what is at the end of the journey. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. And the third card that popped up was the Two of Swords. So you don't see this right now. And let this reading be the confirmation for you that if you felt, I've been working hard, I've been putting in the effort, I've been trying to process this, maybe I've been trying to build back my financial abundance, maybe you've been getting help, you're talking to friends, you're talking to a therapist, and you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, well, there was a reason that you clicked on this video today, because the universe wanted you to know that this is what you're heading towards, a brand new beginning in love, a brand new person coming towards you in love, or you becoming your highest, greatest self, so that you now have the clarity of how to grab this opportunity. And the universe will always give you an abundance of opportunities, right? This is so cool. I love it that we have this brand new beginning waiting for us. Let me see, are there any potential blocks? Because I think there's always this good potential around us, but sometimes we hold ourselves back. Are there any potential blocks that we need to be careful of right now or be watchful of? The Five of Swords, the King of Swords. Again, the mind wants to come where we need the heart to come in, and strength. I think the only watch out here that I'll give all of us is that an obsession to want to hold on to that inner conflict, or to conflict from the past, or to keep holding on to what did not work out for us. That no, but it didn't work out in the past, so why will this Ace of Wands work out now? Oh, but I did everything okay, but why will this time things will be better or different? You're letting your mind Or perhaps the watch out is you might let your mind take over your heart and be very strong headed about it, that you're holding on to that past hurt, that past disappointment. That's a watch out. Please don't do that. When the universe is bringing in this beautiful new opportunity for you, what it needs from you is to be open, to be receptive. You've done the work, or you're on your way to getting the work done, on focusing on yourself, on your own self fulfillment, and Nine of Cups. This is beautiful. And just because, oh, I feel like they had one more message for us and it just flew out of the deck. Knight of Pentacles. Give yourself time. You don't have to listen to anybody's definition or formula on if you've dated somebody for 2 years, it should take you 6 months to get over them. All of that does not apply. Whatever feels right to you, slow and steady wins the race. Maybe this will take some time. Maybe it has already taken a lot of time. All of that is part of the destined plan for you, the abundant plan that the universe has for you. So I hope that this reading has helped some of you watching feel better and has given you some hope as to this Ace of Wands coming in so that you have something to look forward to. I hope you feel better after watching this reading because, yes, you're in a difficult spot right now. Yes, it feels really dark and intense, but change is on its way with the beautiful Wheel of Fortune. The Ace of Wands is coming your way. King of Wands, a brand new beginning, a brand new person, a brand new connection is on its way to you. But please, just a friendly reminder to let go of the past disappointments and not keep holding on to what kept you trapped or what hindered your path to success. So if this reading resonated with you, please do hit the like button and feel free to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I really, really hope that you feel better soon. Take care. Bye.